somber day for those closest to Jim Irsay as they said their final farewell to the late Colts owner.
It was a private funeral service at St. Luke's. Raina Revel has more on the ceremony and how you can pay your own respects.
Solemn mood filled St. Luke's United Methodist Church as the Irsay family, along with public figures like Mayor Hogsett, were welcomed. They urged donations to the Colts Kicking the Stigma mental health initiative, which highlights Irsay's commitment to philanthropy in Indianapolis and beyond. The Colts team, along with friends and family members, showed up to St. Luke's United Methodist Church. The Colts bus sat in front of the church along with 3 other vans, waiting for the police motorcycle escort after the memorial service.
I told the receivers, I said, a lot of y'all don't really know him. He would have did anything for anybody. He would have gave the clothes off his back.
People who arrived at the memorial service trickled in one by one. Some were escorted on golf carts to the entrance, and others arrived hand in hand, consoling one another upon the loss of Jim Irsay. Some arriving with flower arrangements. Others paid tribute to his commitment to the Colts with an arrangement shaped like a guitar to commemorate his love for music.
And he wasn't just the players, he cared about people in the building. Like, it was that dude. And I told him, yeah, I got homework to do, man. Like, read about him, right? Learn about him so you really know the type of person he was.
After the service, many stood around sharing memories of Jim Irsay before departing. The family has yet to announce burial arrangements, though his father is buried at Crown Hill Cemetery. Now, a public memorial service is planned, but those plans have not yet been announced. I'm Raina Revel for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Raina, thank you. We'll stay there tonight on the topic of that community leader. News 8's Garrett Berquist visited Lucas Oil Stadium to look back on Jim Irsay's life and legacy.
Jim Irsay's whole life revolved around the Colts. Just as important, though, was what he did off the field.
Every loss teaches you something, just as every win does, and every loss creates the contrast to how good winning feels.
From his teen years on, the Colts defined Jim Irsay's life. He worked as a ball boy at training camps for the then Baltimore Colts after his father, Bob Irsay, acquired the team in the early 1970s. Then came the famous midnight move to Indianapolis in 1984. The 24-year-old Irsay became the youngest general manager in NFL history. Here he is talking to News 8 about his father right after the move.
They're going to find out that, he's a very sensitive person and a person who wants to get involved in the community. I think that they're going to be surprised. Hopefully they're going to say, I'm surprised.
Upon his father's death in 1997, Jim Irsay became the sole owner of the Colts. 5 years later, he hired Tony Dungy as head coach.
I remember the first time he called me and talked about his vision for the Colts in the city of Indianapolis and what he wanted to accomplish. He wanted us to be good, obviously, but he wanted to connect with the fan base. He wanted to impact the city. He wanted to win, but do it in the right way.
Dungy and future Hall of Fame quarterback Peyton Manning would account for most of the Colts' 115 wins between 2000 and 2009. At the time, that was an NFL record for most wins in a decade. And on a rainy night in 2007, they would achieve victory in Super Bowl 41, their only championship to date since moving to the Circle City.
And I'll never forget the Super Bowl parade and coming in to the stadium and standing up and saying, Jim, I think we did it. We did exactly what you talked about. We won with some great young men who are great role models and just fantastic for the city of Indianapolis. And he was so proud that day, but that was his dream. And I was glad to be part of it.
Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. You guys, I couldn't be more excited. And the thing about it now, starting on February 5th, is when you refer to Indianapolis, Indiana, you refer to them as world champions.
Irsay's legacy stretches beyond football. He supported numerous local charities such as the YMCA, the Indiana Black Expo, and the Wheeler Mission Homeless Shelter. In 2020, he launched the Kicking the Stigma campaign.
We want to reach as many people as we can and save lives. But we are warriors against it, because like we always say with stigma, you're not alone. We're right here. We want to do everything we can.
Raising more than $31 million to date, it's provided grants for mental health resources in the city and expanded treatment options for addiction and mental illness.
And that's so powerful to have somebody in such a position of influence to say it's okay not to be okay.
No remembrance of Jim Irsay would be complete without his collection of historic guitars, dubbed the greatest in the world by Guitar Magazine, and the Jim Irsay Band. He performed alongside greats like John Mellencamp, Ann Wilson of Heart, Buddy Guy, and REO Speedwagon's Kevin Cronin. And in 2023, the band performed at Farm Aid. Through it all, Irsay said he wanted to make everyone's lives a little brighter.
We all go through life and we go through difficult times, whether it's through sickness and family trouble and so many different things that happen. But hopefully we can be a vehicle of joy.
And Irsay's generosity extended beyond Indy's human residents. He helped raise more than $7 million for the city's new animal shelter, which is now under construction on the southeast side. At Lucas Oil Stadium, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.